Hey, all right, we're here with the Classic Chris Show. I'm your host, Classic Chris, and with me is my friend Jay Moore. Jay, happy holidays, buddy.
Hey, what's happening, Classic Chris?
Did you have a good Christmas?
Yes, I had a good Christmas. I got drunk. I got a bottle of Jägermeister. I got 6 Jack Daniels. I got a bunch of stuff, and I'm on holidays, man, but I figured I'd stop in. It's the new Classic Chris Studios here, the man cave. Looking good. You know, and you got classic Canadian Club here. I love it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whiskey of Champions.
Whiskey of Champions. So, how was your holidays, Classic Chris? I must ask you, the host of the new show here.
Well, I'm going to say in one word, it was classic. You know,
right.
Got drunk, ate a lot of food.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad it didn't expand my waist too much.
Yeah.
Got a lot of presents I was not expecting, so it was kind of good.
Like what? Tell me some of the presents.
Well, first off, I got a fucking killer Freddy Krueger toy. Like, it's one from, like, the Nightmare on Elm Street one. Like, it's got, like, the 4 different heads, like, the phone and everything. It's fucking ridiculous. My friend got me that. It's fucking killer.
Now, did you hear, I got to say, Pulp Comics? Like, why not talk about it? It's going out of business. A good friend of mine, Paul DePay. It brings you down. I know it. I can see it in your face. You're thinking about it now.
I bought a lot of comics there. Like, I just started going there.
What would you do without Pulp Comics?
It's terrible. I had to relocate. I had to go to a new store.
You're doing business elsewhere?
I have to.
Oh my god.
I have to. That's.
Oh my god, Paul! Look what you did.
I can't get any new comics.
Look what Paul did to the Pulp Nation. He's destroyed the Pulp Nation.
But I will say though, there's a ton of back issues, and I'm definitely getting in contact with him because there's a lot of comics that I need, and he's got them.
Mm-hmm.
Like no other place got them but Pulp.
Mm-hmm. Now, word on the street is he's opening a bar or something. I heard that on the streets. I could be wrong. That he's opening a man cave of his own. I could be wrong, though. I'm going to throw it out there on this broadcast, though.
A man that knows comics can definitely put together a killer man cave.
Somewhere to watch UFC? That's what I understand. Yeah. There you go.
UFC, kick your feet up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe we should call him to be a sponsor on this show.
Sounds like a good idea.
All right.
Might even do a live show from there during a UFC.
Oh, there we go.
There's an episode right there.
There you go. Classic Chris, bringing it to you.
Yeah. Like on this show, we talk a lot of stuff. Like we're gonna get talking to wrestling, but you know we talk music. Like speaking of music, you just changed your theme song.
Yeah, I went from Rage Against the Machine. I've changed my music a couple times, but I stuck with the Rage Against the Machine. Originally, it was Bulls on Parade back in the day, and I kept that for a very short stint. But I love that song too.
Great song.
And then I went to Calm Like a Bomb for many, many years. I loved that, and I loved that. I loved coming out with Turner and Davis to that song. That was great. To me, that was cool. But hey, I'm getting older, and I think I'm getting cooler as I get older. So I kind of went for a slower, cooler, more feel with the Rival Sons. I fell in love with that song.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah. Come and open these eyes. It's great. So I come out there. I feel like king shit with Rob Rage. I walk out there with Dean or whatever. And we rule the wrestling world to the Rival Sons. You know what I'm saying?
I love that song. That song gets stuck in your head. It's a great song. If
Sure.
you don't know it, check it out. Honestly,
and did you know that Chris LaPlante, the idiot that he is, said that I couldn't change my song? I brought it in at the 11th hour, and he says, I can't change your song, and never did change against the Rage Against the Machines. That shows you how much of an idiot he is, because that music, it was over the first day. Come on, you got to admit it, Classic Chris.
It was over. It's over. Infamous 5 is the most over thing at CrossFire Wrestling.
That's right.
I'm saying it right there. Not only because I'm a member, but also because I'm on the commentary staff.
Yeah, you're the leader of the commentary staff.
Well, I have to be. Look, check out this sweet microphone.
Oh, this is unbelievable. The studio and the setup you got is great in here.
Like, you know, like you're free to say whatever you want.
Yeah, like, man. You're giving me a form. You're giving me like a pedestal. I feel like I'm George Bush or something. It's just only a lot smarter.
Exactly, and you're not going to get shoes thrown at you here.
No, I'm not going to get, the Frank Newmans of the world telling me what to do or any of these idiots that don't know what they're talking about.
Completely unsanctioned by CrossFire Wrestling. There is no affiliation.
Yeah.
I'm
not even affiliated. I'm not even affiliated with the company.
Like, you lost your career to some guy that got lucky in a tag match, and he gets a world title shot. Like, how do you get a title match? Like, he lost his previous match, so currently he was 0-1. Then you win a tag match. Okay, that still doesn't count your singles record.
Yeah.
And then you get a world title shot?
Well, the thing is, even all that aside, like, Chris LaPlante is a guy that never liked me from the day I broke into the business. And, He tries to protect himself by telling the people that he doesn't own CrossFire, but I'm telling you right here on this show that he does. And Chris LaPlante is a guy that never liked me from the day I walked through the doors. I took over a company that he was working with, RWI. I made that $1 million. They were making, before I got there, $68 at the gate, one guy told me on one of their shows. It was some crap that they had, and then, I kind of brought in my friends, the Cody Deaners of this world, the Tyson Dukeses, and you talk about the new era, like guys like Jackson Jarvis and guys like Tomer and guys like Rob Rage. We're money-making guys, and we know how to run a company. Now, if Crossfire doesn't want to side with me, if Crossfire wants to find a way out, if they don't like me, they want to embarrass me, they want to do all these things, then fine. I'm gone. I don't really even care if I'm back at their damn company, but who's to say that I can't take the Infamous 5 with me anywhere else I want to go?
You are the leader.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why would they want to work for you anyways? LaPlante, you're a loser.
We keep getting the shaft on every show. The referee. Even when Cody Deaner fought Dan Severn, how slow was that 3 count? Literally.
It's old school Eddington James. He just had his 1000th match. This guy writes down every match in a journal since the beginning of his career, up to 1,000. This is how bored he is.
Pages?
I don't know what his deal is, but he's a horrible referee, let's face it. He never was a good referee. He has this legendary status in Ontario as if he is some sort of good referee, but he's not. As far as I'm concerned, give me, Dave Linton, give me Brian Renda, give me somebody that knows what the hell they're doing. Even a Pee Wee Castles, for God's sakes.
Wow. Honestly, that count, I took dumps quicker than that, and I couldn't say that over the air on CrossFire Wrestling.
No.
I had to church it up because I was sitting in the crowd.
Well, you'll be fired after this episode. I can guarantee you that. But
oh no, you can't get fired. It's freedom of speech.
Sure.
Isn't that in our Constitution? Isn't that the right to be Canadian? You got the freedom of speech here.
Well, it's like anything else. The more success that you get, the bigger that you get anywhere, there's more people hating at you, there's more people chipping at you.
Well, speaking of the bigger you get,
yeah.
You have a sweet thing going down with VCW now in Toronto.
I love VCW. I just got back from Toronto. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yes.
Rogers TV. We're not talking about YouTube. We're talking about an actual TV. A real cable channel.
Yeah.
You can get this in Toronto. I know a lot of people view it because you get apparently the ratings are over 5,000 people for a show, which is pretty fucking good if you're asking me.
Well, they got a great product going down there. I love VCW from the bottom of my heart. One of the greatest things I've ever done. And you talk about the Rogers TV. The reason that product is so great is, and I gotta give him credit. Hutch Henry's is he knows how to put this stuff together. Mysterion, he's great at what he does. Buck Gunderson is great at what he does, and they got a great thing going down in Toronto. And I'm very proud to be part of VCW. And you know what? Those are the kind of people that I like working with. You know why? Because I don't have to put up with crap like they give me at Crossfire. These people don't want me at Crossfire, even though I draw these houses for them. I give them great shows. I give them the best talent that I could possibly give them. Before I started, they had Troy Buchanan and guys like that wrestling in the ring at a flea market.
Who?
Troy Buchanan.
Who?
Troy Buchanan.
Who? Honestly, Troy Buchanan, I have no idea who you are. Sorry, buddy. I'll look you up on the indie circuit. Yeah. You might have some good matches. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But just in case, if I ever meet you, Don't suplex me in the locker room or something like that.
Local favorite Jimmy Gaff has more credibility than Troy Buchanan.
Oh, he's a local favorite. Everywhere he goes, people love him.
Rockin' Marty Michaels has more credibility than Troy Buchanan.
Marty Michaels. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. See, that's what VCW does. It puts a smile on your face. And I'm going to give a cheers to VCW right there.
Yeah, cheers VCW.
I watch VCW. I'm going to admit it.
You're a fan of VCW.
Yes, I am. I don't live in Toronto, so I can only catch it on the YouTube channel. But hey, a view's a view, right?
Oh, well, they're doing great with YouTube, just like you said, as well as they are in Rogers.
Yeah. Hutch is a beast for getting those shows out.
Hutch knows what he's doing. God damn it, he really does.
When he gets footage, it gets out there. It doesn't stay in a shelf, but that's where I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave the shelf.
A lot of these broadcast students,
we got a degree here, guys.
Yeah, we got a degree, but we really don't get anything done. Where Hutch Henry's, You give this motherfucker a job, and he attacks it like a pit bull, and he spits it out and gets that damn thing done.
If you don't believe us, check out any VCW Showcase episode. Like, honestly, check it out. Jay Moore does commentary.
Yeah, you're the man. You're the man. VCW forever.
Like, fuck. Like, speaking of CrossFire, though, like the Jeremy Elliott thing. Like, I want to give Jeremy Elliott some credit, though. Like, I shot him down with his win-loss record because he lost to Jackson Jarvis.
Yep.
But that guy is very skilled. He's a very skilled martial artist.
Sure.
Like, that guy's a black belt, so...
Sure.
Like, I won't want that guy kicking me ever. Like, he's very skilled. Like, he was in, like, what was he, like, in a mixed martial arts thing this weekend or something like that?
You know, he's been in a lot of different things, but I'm not, I'll give him credit, like, as you say, but I'm really not going to give him credit because I don't really like Jeremy Elliott. I'm not taking it away. Well, no, I don't, because the thing is, I've had to work with Jeremy Elliott. I was forced to work with Jeremy Elliott over at Neo Wrestling Federation. Everybody knows the stories. Everybody saw these documentaries that came out. Everybody saw these, footage released. But Jeremy Elliott, quite frankly, at Neo, when we first got there, they really didn't know what to do with us. They kind of gave me with Scotty Turner. They kind of put me with Andrew Davis, and Jeremy Elliott was our opponent. And we were forced to work with Jeremy Elliott. And Jeremy Elliott, it's a competitive damn business, and this guy would not die and just try to kill me off every single time. And we went for 3-4 years strong working with each other over at Neo. And then, again, I leave a promotion. I become successful somewhere else. Jeremy Elliott sees money over there. He's got to follow me over there. He knows the confrontation is going to get started. And bam, we're sitting where we are today.
I seen the footage. He got in your face.
Well, and now he's embarrassed me. My career is gone because of Jeremy Elliott. And the fact that, I'll never forget it. You guys will never see it from my point of view. He stared me right in the eyes from the center of the ring. I'm standing on the floor, and I knew it was over right then and there. The guy just won the championship. And for me to stare at him and have that personal stare down between me and him, and I look back at the fans, and they're going crazy over this, it kind of, whole thing makes me sick, and I am embarrassed about the whole situation, but... I know where you're going with this about wanting to know what the next step is. Everybody asks me that. I've been to Christmas parties where they're saying, Jay, are you really down with CrossFire? I don't know that I even want to go back. I think I'm kind of, like, sick of the way everybody's treated me over there.
Why should you? It's like, if anyone see the movie Blow, might as well just be wearing lipstick because you've been fucked everywhere you've been at CrossFire.
Yeah.
Like, your guys win matches. What happens? You get fans jumping you at the railings. You have to get a guy like Rob Rage to watch your back. And then what do? They try to put him in a match. That's your bodyguard. Like, he doesn't get paid to fucking wrestle.
And here's Chris LaPlante that doesn't know what he's doing, that hires these sponsors to run the company, is what makes me sick. We got a sponsor that runs a restaurant and a real estate company who is ahead of what I'm doing, who is a legend in the business as a manager in Ontario. I've done it all. And then Frank Newman, who is a bowling champion. Frank Newman is he's a bus driver and a bowling champion now running a company. And I got to answer to stuff like this. I find it completely ridiculous. It makes me sick.
Okay.
Who's making these goddamn decisions?
When you go into a bar, people know it's like, holy shit, that's Jay Moore.
Right.
When Frank Newman walks in the bar, like, is that the guy drive my kid to school?
Bus pass, please. Yeah, bus pass.
Yeah. Like right there, that just shows you the inept management that I got CrossFire.
Yeah. This is what I mean. So, like, I don't know that I want to go back working for a company that's run by a bus driver, is all I'm saying. Like, maybe it's time for me to take the Infamous 5 out of CrossFire, and maybe we do business somewhere else. I don't know. That's kind of where my head is at this point.
Speaking of doing business somewhere else, one of your guys, Jackson Jarvis, he has fought at VCW.
Yeah. He's been in and out of VCW. He's had heat with VCW. He doesn't really know what he's doing at VCW, but I don't know. They seem to like him over there anyways.
How can you not like that stash?
I know you love Jackson Jarvis.
Oh, I fucking grew up with the guy, man.
Yeah, well, why don't you talk about that? You want to? It's an open show. I mean, you grew up with Jackson Jarvis. That's an amazing story.
Okay, well, I'll get into it. It started off like a guy moved across the street.
Yeah.
He was playing basketball. I saw it. I was like, fuck, man, how's it going? I'm Chris, live across the street.
Now, was he like Kurt Hennig with the basketball, that professional?
Oh, fuck, he was nailing those jump shots. It's like, swish.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Oh, yeah, professional.
He's in shape.
Professional. And then, when I met him, he never watched wrestling. And so I was like, "You've never watched wrestling?" He's like, "Well, I used to when I like, and I was like, "What do you mean you used to?" Like, I watch wrestling all the time. Come over. Yeah. So I put on WrestleMania 4.
All right.
We watched that, and he's like, "Fuck, this is what." He's like, "I miss watching this." Like, a lot of his friends didn't watch wrestling that he hung out with, and I was like, "You know what? I watch wrestling." So basically, like we started watching like all the fucking Saturday shows. We started watching like every Saturday when they had the wrestling shows. We get together because he lived across the street. We'd hang out, watch cartoons, play X-Men.
So you could possibly be the birth of the professional Jackson Jarvis. You're saying right on this show that Classic Chris was the first guy to put in WrestleMania 4 in the VCR, and that could be the birth of the professional Jackson Jarvis.
Watching Randy Savage, how can you not become professional watching the Macho Man going? Sure. The guy that should be in the Hall of Fame along with Rick Rude, but we got Coco Beware in there. Guy never won a title. Yeah, it's sad.
That's pretty sad.
It's sad. Like, I understand Hogan and Flair, they're fucking icons, but Coco Beware? Your bird fucking drew more than you did, man. Everyone wants to see Frankie, no one wants to see Coco. But back to like Jackson Jarvis and me hanging out. So we started hanging out. We started going to house shows together. Like one house show in Toronto. Funny story. We fucking met Bret Hart outside of Skydome.
Okay.
It was crazy. We were leaving and Bret was leaving around coming out the same way we were for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah. It was when he had the leg injury. It was when he was fighting Austin. It was during that era. So when he was doing the Hart Foundation and everything. Right. I love that that version of Bret Hart. The true Canadian patriot. That was beautiful. Heel in the States, face everywhere else.
All right, so Bret's coming out in a wheelchair?
No, he's coming out he's walking with a limp a bit.
Okay.
And Ruben, or Jackson, he's fucking he's so tall compared to me. He's he looks like a basketball player. I look like a Make-A-Wish kid compared to him, the height size.
Yeah.
But he comes running up. They think he's a full-grown man. He's like, "Bret!" He rips open his thing,
you're kidding me.
his jacket. And people thought he had a fucking gun. The security guy almost jumps in front of Bret, but no, he just has a fucking Bret the Hitman Hart shirt on, the one that says Hitman all over him. He's got the world title on, and Bret fucking shakes his hand.
Oh my god! So Jackson Jarvis did the Bret, and opened his jacket.
Yes.
And the security thought it was a gun.
Yeah, they basically holy shit, because he's such a big guy. They thought it was a full grown, it was a teen.
Yeah. He looked
an
18-year-old.
Yeah. Instead, it's a 13-year-old kid running out there. It's Bret!
Wow, God bless you. There's your Jackson Jarvis story of the night. God bless Jackson Jarvis, everybody.
Oh, fuck. One of my best friends. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't got into Neo Wrestling. I'm going to say that right now. Mm-hmm. He's the one that got me into Neo, which is fucking killer, because if it wasn't for Neo, I wouldn't have met you.
Well, no, you took my job in Neo Wrestling.
Well, at least we hung out and had a couple
you did.
Of drinks.
You took my job. Let's face it. You don't want to tell the audience you took my job. You took my commentary position at Neo Wrestling.
But you're managing 8 guys at a time.
I know. Well, no, I wasn't.
You couldn't have them you couldn't have them managing and commentating at the same time. That's what I thought I was coming in for. I thought I was the third guy.
Well,
so basically
you got hauled in, and now I'm sitting here on the Classic Chris show. But yeah, I was tied up with the. I was tied up. What? You think that's hilarious?
No, just the way you said it. I almost shot this cold liquid alcoholic beverage through my nose.
Hey, I was busy at Neo. I had the tag team. I was the manager of champions.
Longest reigning tag champions. They never lost the belts.
They still haven't lost the belts.
Exactly.
To this day, even though they're changing the product, they're changing it as if there's no tag champions. That's ridiculous. It's just like how they screwed Tyson last time.
Yeah. Longest reigning world champ. What happens?
Yeah. Well, whatever. You know, politics and pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
Oh,
where's
God.
that lipstick? Again, watch Blow for that reference.
Exactly.
Just ask Derek for real if I'm looking good.
All right, so what do you want to talk about, Classic Chris? Has the show even started? Are we on the air?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Sweet. We've been on for almost 20 minutes now, which is killer.
Okay.
Inaugural show, just shooting the shit here.
Well, how long do we got here?
We got as much time as we want.
Okay, all right. There's no time limit.
No time limit. We're until we feel like we don't feel like talking
anymore. What if we bored the audience already and they tuned out? That's my question. Is there going to be a part 2? Is there going to be part 1? We don't even know where this is going.
All I know is that this is legit shit.
Okay.
And people are going to want to hear this.
All right.
Why not?
All right, I'm into it. I'm going to try it. It's the first Classic Chris show. I'm happy to be the guest here. The accommodations have been great. We're sitting here, this is just outside of Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
On the Niagara River. looking over the river. I love it here.
Oh,
unbelievable!
It's a beautiful town.
So it's your first show. So let's talk to the audience. What do we got going on now?
Like, let's see. What's some of the things that will be interesting for people? Like, fuck. We talked some VCW. You know what we didn't talk about? Neo wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, we have not really talked about Neo. I know we've been talking wrestling, but you know what? Who gives a shit? We're just gonna talk, whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, Neo wrestling, what do you think of the new format? At first, I was kind of sour to it until I actually was there and seen a show. Like, when I was there and I did the commentary for it.
Yeah.
I thought it fucking was amazing.
Well, you know as well as I do, I was sour for this show too. I was a little bit sketchy about how it was going to turn out with the new round system and everything else that was going on. But, man, did he blow me away. Did the company blow me away when I walked into that venue? Because it was the first time I was in that venue. I know BCW ran there before, but never did I go to a show there.
No reason to?
No reason to. I wasn't booked, and I just wasn't doing business with them at that time. So, you know, God bless Jesse Scott, as far as I'm concerned. God bless Scotty Turner. They kind of put this together and put together what I feel is one of the finest shows going on here in Ontario now. They totally blow me away.
Yes.
And how stupid it was of me to even doubt those guys.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because they had like a great show, and Jesse Scott has never let me down.
No.
And you know, I think he was feeling it. I think he was feeling that maybe the boys weren't getting behind this, but goddamn did he prove us wrong.
Oh, he did. And speaking of Jesse Scott, I actually went to high school with him.
All right, you're gonna tell another story about your high school. Oh my god!
Yeah, there's another story. Like, this is probably another reason how I got into Neo too.
All right.
To steal your job, as you said.
Yeah.
But we were we watched wrestling and shit. We used to chop each other in the hallways, do the Ric Flair woo. Like, I was the first guy to take a JT Player chop, I think.
Were you? Did it cut through you like a knife?
Oh, those! I still almost got red marks.
He's a big boy.
Ricky Steamboat, he definitely would have liked those chops.
Oh, Jesse knows what he's doing. Oh, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, and we should give a shout out to the dojo. Why not? I mean, like, this guy is a great trainer, and
look at the guys he produced. Like we talked.
Look
about
at the guys
Jackson,
he's produced.
Like even Jeremy Elliott.
Yeah, even Jeremy Elliott. All these guys, you know what I mean. All these guys have worked with Jesse or have trained with Jesse. You know, you talk about guys that come through Jesse.
Yes.
Sean Spears, Jake O'Reilly, a Danger Boy, a Cody. They've all worked or trained with Jesse. These guys are all the best.
Showtime worked in Neo.
Showtime
was one of the best champions in Neo. Like, his ladder match with Danger Boy is
Jesse's
epic.
done it all.
Yes.
Jesse's done it all. And you got his first chop. So not only did you get Jackson Jarvis in the business, but you took the first JT Player chop in the hallways of Fest.
Oh, I'm not sure if I'm the first, but I know I took a lot of chops from him.
Wow. Unbelievable. So what do you think his thoughts would be on this podcast now? Do you think he'd be proud of you? Are you like a JT Player guy? Would you consider yourself one of the students? Because he schooled me in a lot of ways. I'm going to give him credit for making Jay Moore what Jay Moore was good.
He had, basically, with the first show, he had trust in me. He's like, just go out there and just call it, man.
Yeah.
I trust you.
Yeah.
And right there, like, he basically, it's like, I'm going to take a line from Vince McMahon, but it's like, I took the brass ring. Like that. Like I just took it and like, yeah!
Yeah.
I fucking ran with the ball. It's like,
sure.
Take it,
and Jesse loves stuff like that. And Jesse's a no fucking around promoter. If he didn't like it, he would tell you.
Exactly.
You know?
And right away, like, after the first show, if he didn't like it, he'd be like, you know what, classic. We're just going to go with a different thing. No problem. But no, I was back on the next show. I did a whole bunch of them.
Hey.
And the Lost Show, Prophecy of Pain, I wish I could see that one.
Well, I wish too, but obviously, you know, it's not out there for release or whatever. But listen,
not yet.
There's not a damn show that Neo has done that was ever bad. They're one of the greatest promotions. I think the greatest promotion I've worked for. CrossFire was great, yes, but CrossFire I've done bad business with. So, Neo Wrestling Federation, my hat's off to that company.
Yes. Oh yeah. Well, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here right now.
No, you wouldn't be.
No. That's the thing. Like, they could have said,
I wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
My career could have gone a completely different way, and I could be long gone. Neo kept me going for 3-4 years strong. You know, I love it over there.
It's fucking good setting. I fucking love just like, you know, the atmosphere on the back. It's good. Like, it's like like, you know, when you get there, it's like, I haven't seen you for a while, but it's like I've seen you yesterday, basically, like, to some of the guys in the back.
Except for Primo. You don't like talking to Primo.
No.
Primo doesn't like you.
That's what I don't think he likes me.
Primo doesn't like you. I'll tell you. Primo doesn't like you. He's told me he doesn't like you, and because you took my commentary position.
Oh, there's nothing I can do about that.
Well, I'm on Primo's side.
Well, at least I get his name right. Like I don't botch his name like in ring announcements or anything like that.
What, like Prieston?
That to me.
Now you're burying yourself.
No. That to me had to be one of the funniest moments in wrestling. Like Botchamania, who gives a shit? It was funny.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's great that Primo doesn't talk to you. I think Primo is a legend in Ontario business and doesn't have to talk to anybody that's in the hallways.
No, he doesn't.
You know?
But still, I got to put him over in the commentary. Well, he's a good worker. I have to.
You have to put him over in the commentary.
The guy's a fucking beast, man. This guy goes like bodybuilding shows.
Yeah.
Like
Primo's fine.
I sit on a couch playing video games sometimes.
Exactly. And that's why Primo, you're not on his level.
No, I'm not.
You're not on his level.
But still, I know that guy does not like me.
No, he doesn't have time of day for you.
Oh, well.
So.
I'll still sleep at night. It's all good. Everyone in the world can't like me. I'm not going to George Costanza and be like, oh, why doesn't he like me?
I don't know. I'm sorry, Classic Chris.
Shit happens.
Hey, man.
Shit happens.
I got a buffet dinner to go with him later at the casino.
Nice. Nice. Now, you've been in the business for a while. Like, you've worked with a lot of people. Like, who are some of the guys you worked with? Like, I know you worked with Bobby Roode, current TNA World Champion.
Right.
Like...
well, I didn't work with Bobby Roode per se. I was a promoter for a couple shows that he came in on, and Bobby was funny. You know, he was like, we did some shows in Hamilton. He worked Cody Deaner in Hamilton. We did some shows out in Welland. He worked James Champagne in Welland, who was a great worker. He's not around anymore, but he was unbelievable too. He had some great tag teams with Cody 45, who's also not in the business. I love those guys. That's kind of where I started as a promoter. And we brought Bobby in for a few shows. So, Bobby was unbelievable, but he was funny. He had some stories. Yeah. I know this is what you're getting at, like a story that I told you in the past. And I know this is what you want to hear about Bobby Roode's car breaking down. Is that what you're trying to get at?
He goes It Factor right away. Like, that guy was Bobby Roode It Factor.
There was a couple situations that I had with Bobby Roode, and one of them was we had him on a show in Hamilton. And I'll give you a couple of them. Like, we had him at a show in Hamilton, and I remember that CH wanted to come in with Wendy Wolf, who was a gorgeous woman that was a newscaster back for CH in the day, who is not there anymore, but goddamn, she looked great. Well, she had Bobby Roode in to try to do an interview, and Bobby said no, he wasn't doing it because Wendy wanted him to take his shirt off. And Bobby said, no, I'm not doing this. This is too 80s. And Cody ended up doing the spot anyways, who was his opponent for the show coming up. But Bobby was throwing a big time right there. Like, he didn't do the CH report.
But he's smart.
Yeah.
I would have done that.
He didn't do it. And then he just said, no, I'm not doing it, which is the guy they wanted. You know, we sent B-roll in from TNA and everything for this to happen, and he just didn't do it. But going back, I remember his car had broken down. You know, this is going back in the day. He had like some sort of impeller. I don't remember what it was exactly, but the alternator went. He was on the road, and we were doing a show in Niagara Falls down at the Serbian Hall, and he had to pull this car in on a weekend to the parking lot at Canadian Tire on Montrose and get this alternator fixed. But the next day, he was flying out to TNA to do tapings down there. So he left me with the responsibility of this car that was towed into the parking lot, and I had to call Canadian Tire Montrose on the Monday morning to tell him what, this guy needs a new alternator, get this car in, da-da-da-da-da. They take a look at it. He needs an alternator. It's coming back at an $800 bill, $800 and change.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So I have to call Bobby out, who's in Florida, on the road. He picks up the phone. He's mad as hell, you could tell. He's bitched out from being on the road, and I have to explain that this is now an $800 bill that he's going to come home to. And he says, well, fuck, I got to get this done. Jesus Christ, that sounds expensive. And yelling at me, and just get it done, Jay. I'm like, okay. Click. So uncomfortable that I got to call this guy now and tell him to get this thing done. I go to fucking pick up Bobby days later. He's flying into Buffalo. I go into Buffalo. Bobby gets off the plane. He's waiting at the luggage rack for his stuff. He gets one bag, bam. We're waiting. The fucking carousel goes around a couple times. His second box isn't even out.
Oh, shit.
So now he's got to go to whatever the airline was and say, hey, he didn't get all his parcels. He's missing his Terry Taylor robe, the red robe from back in the day.
Such a nice robe.
Yeah, when he was Bobby Roode and had that robe.
Yeah.
Didn't come in on the flight. And the office is closed in Buffalo Airport, so he can't even get in to talk to these people.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. So now we're waiting around for like until 10 a.m. when this office is open, so he can go explain that the robe's not on, da-da-da-da-da. So this guy is fucking mad.
I don't blame him.
We don't blame him. We go to, he hops in my car, we go over the border, and now he gets stopped at the border because his visa, whatever, da-da-da-da-da. He was working shows in Italy. He had the guy's pissed off. I end up getting into Canada. We end up getting to Canadian Tire. This guy's like now going into Canadian Tire mad, paying $800 for an alternator. And Bobby Roode has just walked into Canadian Tire.
Oh, no, this is not good.
And is yelling at 3 Canadian Tire clerks about the price of his alternator. And they are scared shitless that this guy just wants his fucking car and he just wants to go back home. So it was just unbelievably crazy,
Fuck, that is funny.
But I do love Bobby Roode. It was entertaining times that I'll never forget to this day.
Oh, he's one of my favorite guys in TNA. I love Bobby Roode.
Yeah.
Like you even hung out with guys like Crazy Steve and
Crazy,
Showtime, Eric Young.
Yeah.
Crazy Steve, he's making a name for himself now.
Well, Crazy Steve used to live in my neighborhood. He used to be at my house every day. We lived in the ghetto. And
excellent.
We would watch old DVDs and shit and cause some shit. But yeah, Crazy Steve's a great friend of mine. And goddamn, I'm glad he's at TNA because it puts a smile on my face. It's like amazing that he's over there. He's super motherfucking talented, And this guy's made it when a lot of guys haven't made it. Like, hats off to Crazy Steve. He's been in the business a long, long time,
Like, I've seen a lot of his matches at Neo. I've watched almost everything he's done in TNA. And now they're finally, like, it seems like they're letting him loose a bit now, which is good to see.
Well, Crazy Steve's one of those guys, like you're saying, even in the Neo locker room, like, he always puts a smile on your face. You never really see him in a bad mood. His positive attitude has got him where he is today, really. And he's been through some injuries. He's been through some shit. It hasn't been easy for him in the wrestling business, No. And to make it to TNA, I think is awesome.
And even like speaking of guys with class, like I know this name kind of like puts a damper on things for you, but even Jeremy Elliott, class act in the back. Like my first day, like he shook my hand. It's like, hello, my name's Jeremy. Nice to meet you. And
to you.
Myself. Like
to
good
you.
Guy.
But
good
he's political.
Well, like,
he does business. Let's face it. And he's put me out of business, so I got to say that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he does business. Whatever.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do about it. But trust me, the day. It's not over between Jeremy Elliott and I can guarantee you that. There's going to come a day, it's not going to be at CrossFire, but there's going to come a day somewhere, whether it's a Neo Wrestling Federation or maybe even one of his MMA events, but I will get back at Jeremy Elliott because it's been completely embarrassing. I mean, St. Catharines is my hometown. St. Catharines is where I grew up, and the fact that I'm looking at Jeremy Elliott leading this company in a town where I grew up, and the fans... It's almost been despicable how they've treated me over there.
It's ridiculous.
For what I've given them over the past 3 years. Cheering and the Jay Moore Sucks shirts and for them following like Chris LaPlante and thinking that's their hometown promotion now.
He lives in Port.
Yeah, well they're gonna find out that it's a little bit different because they're gonna find out if I can't do business with CrossFire, then CrossFire can't do business with the Infamous 5. So if I shop this team out to a Smash Wrestling, if I shop it out to VCW, if I shop this out to Neo Wrestling Federation, it's only hurting CrossFire in the end anyways. Internally, I'll eat away at that goddamn promotion.
Well, the thing is, what will they do without the Infamous 5?
I don't know.
It equals ratings.
I don't really know what they'll do.
Like,
Maybe
no one watches the YouTube shows unless the Infamous 5's involved. We've seen that. Like, look at the Marcus Ryan match. No one's going to watch that unless Custom's in it.
Yeah, well, I agree with you. Customs are one of the greatest in the business.
Like, great guy.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. He's done it all.
Spinebuster's vicious.
Yeah, nobody does a spine buster better than Custom Made. That's for damn sure.
Like, even like guys like Rage, like they try to put Rob Rage into a match. Like, you don't do that shit. Like,
well, no, it's like I bring somebody in and they want to fuck with them. You know what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. Oh, we see money in Rob Rage. Well, I already know that there's money in Rob Rage. That's why I have him.
Look at him.
Yeah. So now they want to take advantage of something like that.
Like, no one can fucking stop him in the back.
No.
Like, nobody.
No, Rob Rage is the future of wrestling. You know, people could say what they want about Rob Rage. I've heard a number of different things, but I love doing business with Rob Rage. He's one of my favorites to work with. And as far as I'm concerned, Rob Rage is what the wrestling business wants.
He's a class act, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. He knows how to do business. He's worked with the CFL. He's done a number of different things. He knows how to do business. You know? He's done fitness competitions. He's done it all. He's done the pro show with me. He's done it all. And he's made a name for himself at CrossFire. I knew he'd make a name for himself at CrossFire. I knew he would. You know, and now CrossFire wants to make money off of Rob Rage. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's not their guy. It's exactly like you say. They want to book him in matches. They want to book him in matches when he has a leg injury. They want to put guys out of business. This is how dangerous this company has become.
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, but this is old school. This is how this is how these guys used to promote in the day. Chris Saplan is one of these old school guys that was brought into the business by a guy like Chuck Simpson, a guy like Bobby Bass, and they don't care if they break somebody's leg to get somebody else to the top. They don't care. They're old school promoters that they don't understand that the business has changed. And Chris Saplan is just a product of those kind of guys where they just didn't care. You know?
Exactly. Like, oh my god, like, there's just so many things. Like, even just like a lot of things that I can nitpick about. It's not really nitpicking. It's just calling it like it is. Mm-hmm. There's too many fanboys. Mm-hmm. Not enough businessmen. Not enough proper workers, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, everybody is trying to put themselves over. No one's fucking working like a team player.
Well, Jesse Scott said it best to me when he said, "There's no more men in wrestling." And I happen to agree. There's no more real men in wrestling, you know? You shake their hand, they get the job done, and you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's gotten ridiculous. It's gotten completely out of hand with me. So, you know, I can't complain about everybody, but I can't complain about CrossFire. And the way they've treated me after what I think I've done for them and what I produced for them, the way they could just kind of throw me aside and say that you know, we're going to not only give Jeremy Elliott the championship. All right, I can accept that in a sense. You know, we're having a championship match, a main event. Any man can win. But to throw my career like I've done nothing for you and back this guy, Jeremy Elliott, who's worked a couple times for you. You've already put him in number one contenderships. You've already put him in championship matches. And now he's won. And you're just going to throw me aside like I'm some piece of garbage? Well, you know, I'll do business from the outside then. I'll just take the business away from CrossFire.
Like, it is bullshit. I'm going to say this right now. Biggest draw without a name there in CrossFire history because Jay Moore was involved in the main event.
Yeah, you know.
Like, just look at the history of your main events that you've managed.
Sure.
Tyson Dukes, all of his main events. He fought Tony Carboni. He's fought Sean Spears. Like, so many main events that Tyson Dukes headlined. Cody Deaner headlined main events against Rhino. Who's in his corner? Jay Moore.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have, like, Joe Schmo in his corner. You don't have some
but, you know, these guys are main events without me, but the fact that I've helped this promotion bring them over here because these people would never talk to a CrossFire. These people would never talk to a Chris Saplan about a booking. These people were making $68 at the gate when I started. And that's a fact.
$68 doesn't even pay the boys in the back.
No. And he's splitting that with a partner. So figure that out. What's that? $34 each they're walking home with. Yeah, that's just great.
That's not even a party trade.
No, that's nothing. They were running shows at a flea market when I started in an exhibition stadium. You know, at some fair.
Now look at them.
Exactly. Now they're one of the biggest promotions.
Shows at the Meriden Community Center.
Yeah.
Now doing the Sports Expo, which now you have no fucking career.
Well, yeah. But now they have no business.
Yeah, like, so I don't even know how that show is going to do. Because without the Infamous Live, it's like...
Well, let me tell you about the Sports Expo. This is the arrogance of a guy like Chris Saplan is a Sports Expo. I mean, these are the kind of people that I've done business with. I've done the business with these promoters. I've done Comic-Con for them. I'm the one that's been a hero over at the Scotiabank Center with a lot of the things that I've done for those promoters. And they're bringing in Chris Saplan. This is Chris Saplan doing dirty business behind my back to try to get to where I was years ago. So, you know, it's not really a CrossFire product over there. They want wrestling over there. And I'm going to be at the Scotiabank Center anyways. I don't really care if CrossFire is there or not. I'm a guy that should be over the Scotiabank Center. I've been there and hired by these people for years. So there's nothing that LaPlante, Frank Newman, Priest, and any of these guys can do about it. I will be at the Scotiabank Center, and I'll be there for my guys, whether they like it or not.
That's right. You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. The leader of the Infamous 5 will be there.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe we won't even have matches at Crossfire because maybe we are done with Crossfire. How about that?
I don't have to do commentary.
No.
I'm part of the Infamous 5. And if everyone doesn't know, just watch the damn promo after Custom beats Mark House.
You love that promo.
I have to. It's the only one I'm actually on camera for. The only time we get A-list.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I don't even introduce myself. I just say we got an A-list reporter here. Put over the guys.
You know what? A lot of my stuff over at Crossfire has been edited. They don't want to play a lot of my stuff over there. They throw my matches up last. They stall on me. They try to screw with me. They try to not give me my ring entrance. They try to do everything they can. Yeah, exactly. It's the worst. So I bring in a guy like Rob Rage to help me. Well, you know what? Me and Rob Rage are just going to go other places.
Yeah. Well, that's what you got to do because Crossfire definitely, I'm going to say, fucked up on this.
They're dropping the ball.
They are.
They don't understand they're dropping the ball, but I haven't even heard from these people since the day I left that company back in December. At the end of the show, December 6th. Not one person has called me, not one person has said, hey, can we work this out? Nobody's done anything. I hear from the fans, but the fans aren't going to do anything for me. If you want to do something for me, then get my damn job back. There's nothing they can do, though, you know? And they don't even care. As much as these fans talk, they really don't care. All they want to do is mouth off to me. They just want me there, you know, to talk about, Cody tapped out and stupid stuff like that.
They just want you to mention
I'm sick of the fans.
They just want to hear, Jay Moore mentioned me on the Classic Chris show.
Yeah, I'm not mentioning anybody on the Classic Chris show. Jesus Christ.
The only people we do mention are the people that are worth mentioning. Guys like Rob Rage.
Yeah.
Like even VCW, like that.
Exactly. Let's give a shout out to Hutch Henry's. He's the man, like I said earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Mysterion has been great. Buck has been great. I'll put all these guys over. The only person that hasn't been good to me is guys like Chris LaPlante, guys like Chuck Simpson, guys like Bobby Bass. These guys that think that they, you know, run 80s style, old school wrestling. They never really knew how to fucking pick it up or anything. They've brought me in to make better business, and then they're going to want to get rid of me to take credit for the things that I've done.
That's just how it is. That's just the tactics. You know, someone has a good idea. Oh, that was my idea.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly how it is.
Exactly.
It's like, I came up with that last night. Yeah.
Yeah. These guys go on Northern Tour and tell me how to sell merchandise and shit. Like, you know what? This is not the business I'm in.
No, not at all.
No.
Like you do well outside of wrestling. Like you mentioned that you do the Comic Cons.
Yeah.
Like that's been good. Like you do the Niagara Falls Comic Con. You've been doing Hamilton.
Sure.
Has it been fun? Like doing that?
Yeah, it's been a blast. I love doing the Comic Cons. You know, it's great for me to hang out with the celebrities, but they know that in the end that I'm the celebrity.
Exactly.
I'm the one that says, "Hey, you're here with the infamous Jay Moore on our show." Bam, here it is. It's been good. I love Comic Con and I love working at the Scotiabank Center, and the Hamilton show has been great too. Anything I do has been great. The Pro Show at Toronto, I run that every year too. With Sylvie Silver, those have been great shows. We're doing that again this year. I love doing Rogers. I love doing VCW.
If you're broadcasting, like doing the commentary at VCW.
Yeah.
Like you've even got props from guys like Howard Finkel.
Sure.
Like telling people, you know what? You need to be more like Jay.
Yeah.
like just because you're Jay Moore, you're just yourself. That's just how it should be in the wrestling business. You should not be you should not be something you're not. Like trying to be a stupid character that you're not.
No, you know, the Fink and I have got off to a bad start at the Sports Expo last year when he was trying to sell his merchandise next to mine. So it's like he understood and he kind of got out of my way and he respects Jay Moore and I respect the Fink. Yeah. You know, why not?
Why not? How can you not respect the Fink?
No, I got to respect the Fink for what he's done. He was the greatest ring announcer that the WWE's had. And nobody's topped him except Lillian Garcia looks awesome. Oh.
Woo!
Good God. Yeah, baby.
The only other ring announcer I'll say that looks just as good as her, if not better, Christy Hemme from TNA.
I love Christy Hemme.
Oh, how can you not?
Oh, Jesus Christ. You love it. Look at you, Classic Chris.
What can I say? She did amazing things in her WWE career.
Yeah,
That
everybody
Playboy
has.
spread, amazing. That's when WWE had balls, ladies and gentlemen. A little testicular fortitude.
What, when they were on the Attitude Era?
Yeah, when they allowed their lovely ladies to go out and do Playboy.
Well, what do you think turned it around when they went public? Maybe they had Wall Street to answer to. I don't know.
How could you not be involved with something that's going to sell 1 million copies? That is just more money for your stockholders.
I don't know.
Like, what the PG thing came in, I think, with Mattel, because you know how they do Barbie and more wholesome things?
Yeah.
But Mattel does make amazing action figures, because, yeah, I do have the Ric Flair and the Randy Savage and the Liz, but woo!
Well, they must know how to make money. They must know what they're doing.
Fuck yeah.
It's the money-making machine company of the world.
They know what they're doing.
Sure.
I don't have that network for nothing.
No. $9.99.
Yeah. Excellent. We can just wrap it up there.
You want to wrap it up, Classic Chris?
Might as well.
That's a wrap on the Classic Chris show?
Oh, yeah.
All right, man.
Well, here we'll...
Well, no. Are you going to give a proper sign-off?
Yeah, all right, and that wraps things up on the Classic Chris show. I want to thank Jay Moore for coming out. Jay?
Hey, man, I love doing the Classic Chris show. Have me back anytime. I love doing these shows.